Welcome back, folks, to Beat the Bookie. We are back after a 2-week hiatus. This, of course, is the show where we pick out the picks for the weekend and the tips. We trawl through Paddy Powers, Ladbrokes, Boyles, wherever we can find these tips, and we present them to you. So hopefully this weekend you can win a few quid. Joining me as always on this, we got the Mystic Mac, the Dazzler is back, the DJ spinning the decks himself, trying to pick out the picks. As always, if you want to contact the show, the upper tier podcast at gmail.com. We're on Twitter at _upper_tier. And if you're watching us here now, and we appreciate you watching us, drop us a little bit of support. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, that good bell there as well. So anytime we drop content, it'll be straight on your desktop or your phone. How are we, my friend?
I'm all right, pal.
Is it time we win a few, Bob?
Will we tell them about me near miss first?
Go on, enlighten the viewers on a big near miss.
We had a big near miss last Saturday afternoon, pal. I had a €10 accumulator, 5 teams in the championship. Let me think who I had. Bournemouth, they won 1-0. Huddersfield, no, QPR. I had 4 up out of my 5, and the 5th game was in 8 minutes of extra time.
Viewers I can feel the pain in your face here now. I can physically see this. I felt, just for our viewers now, before they tell them what happened, I felt your pain through the screenshot that you sent me.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah. It was I had Bristol City away from home at Preston because they were a nice price and they were helping bump this kitty up, for me tenner. And they were 2-1 up. Semenya put them 2-1 up in a 77th minute, and it was 13 minutes ago. And I thought, we're in with a chance here. I had all 5 teams up that I needed. We're getting good here. The full-time whistle start blowing. First one, second one, third one, fourth one. Right, here we go. 2-1. 96th minute, Preston got an equaliser, and the referee blew the whistle when Bristol City tipped off. Heartbroken.
Not even the cash out option.
Not even if I'd had the cash out option,
you would have took it, wouldn't you?
I'd have to have a look at it.
Would you have taken it, or would you have waited? Would you have seen it out? I think you would have seen it out.
For a tenner, I'd have probably seen it out, pal. To be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Now, if it was a big bet, maybe I wouldn't have seen it out. But for a tenner, and it was paying €2,000.
Yeah, because Bristol was the chunk of it, wasn't it?
I think Bristol were maybe 11-4 or something like that. Or trees, maybe something.
Which is big in a tenner.
Hull were one of the other teams. I had Hull, they won 2-0. I had QPR, I had Bournemouth, and I had one other. And it was Bristol City that just let me down. Preston. The guy for Preston, I think it was Rasmussen or Jacobson, scored 2. And would you believe the goal he got in the 96th minute was an absolute worldie. If the cross came into the box 100 times, and I want the viewers out there to go and watch this goal.
Feel your pain.
If the cross went in 100 times, he'd only hit the target 5 of them. Not only did he hit the target, but he stuck it in the top bin. And I was...
What? This is your horse in the Grand National 20 lens in front and falling at the last.
Oh my God. I was watching it all unfold in the mother's house, I think she's going to have to replace the windows after the roar I let out.
You nearly were thinking of getting the mob for a Styles clash at that stage, were you?
Oh, man. Everybody move.
I could imagine the mum coming over going, Darren, would you like a cup of tea? And straight away an RKO out of nowhere.
Yeah.
When I seen the screenshot, I couldn't believe it. I could, as I said, I could feel it through the screenshot like it was mad. Well, look, The beauty of these things is another week rolls around with another
And we
opportunity
get another chance
to lose it all again in the 95th minute. Let's touch on the fixtures first of all. Let's kick it off. We're top level on these anyway. FA Cup, obviously Friday, United versus Middlesbrough. So make sure you got those coupons out early on a Friday once you're finished work, guys, if you're having a point. Premier League, Burnley versus Watford. I don't think that'll feature in a lot of bets, but here we see. Then we get into Saturday, Chelsea, Plymouth, Kidderminster, West Ham, Palace, Hartlepool, Everton versus Brentford, Man City versus Fulham, Southampton versus Coventry, Wolves versus Norwich, Tottenham versus Brighton, and then Sunday, Liverpool, Cardiff, and Forest versus Leicester. So they're kind of in around the fixtures that we're thinking of and talking about.
It's going to be very, very tough to make money on these packs. I don't believe there's lots of shocks here. You know, we obviously spoke about it in the preview, like, but you're thinking one, possibly two at an absolute push, you know, and other than that, you may be dibbling into the handicaps, or you're both teams to score, or your result on both to score, where you're looking for a smaller team to nick a goal that'll maybe make the bet a bit worthwhile, you know.
I have to say today when I was looking at it, the odds were so bad. Yeah. Because a lot of them are kind of nailed on somewhat. There's always one or two that'll trip you up. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. But I did manage to pull out a decent one for the charity bet, and I'll give that to you a little bit later on, where I tried to massage a decent set of odds out of it, let's say. But I kicked off, first of all, we had the FA Cup ACCA. So I had Man United, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Southampton, and West Ham. That's a big ACCA. 3-1. 3-1 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 results. 3-1. Bookies, come on, give us a break here. Give us a money. Break. Then I
wouldn't even get out of bed for it.
The only thing I was thinking is it's pretty close and pretty nailed on. So if you throw a tenner on it, you're going to get back 40. So cover your bets for the weekend. That's what I was thinking. But it is one that could be, you know, Southampton versus Coventry is in there.
What are you throwing on a 10 grand?
No, don't be silly. I'm trying to
10
win
euro.
Here.
Jesus,
€10 will give you back 40. So cover your stakes for the weekend, let's say, you know. Because you're not going to do a whole lot on this because there's very little value. I went down for the FA Cup, the handicap bet, of course. So I went Man United, Chelsea, Man City, Liverpool, Southampton, and West Ham. Now, Southampton, I know you're going to pull me up on here. All -2, 125-1. Now, I know you'll look at Southampton there versus Coventry -2, and you'll think that is a stretch.
Yeah, it's tough, but I can see what you're trying to do. You know, you're trying to find some value in it. In a market with very little.
I was trying to get a bet where there's 3 figures of a return. That's how difficult it was.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's that one. That was the handicap one. So I know it's a bit of a stretch at -2. You're relying on Southampton to score 3 and Coventry not getting 1. So it's a tough one, but that's kind of where your odds are.
It is a stretch.
Absolutely. Both teams to score, one of your favourite bets out there as well. So I have United Borough, Everton Brentford, Huddersfield Barnsley, City Fulham, Spurs Brighton, Forest Leicester, 30-1.
Are we up at 12 teams?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 teams. Tough. 30-1. This is what I said. To get into double figures here and all, you know, you're parting the seas. This is Moses territory here in the Bible to get odds this weekend.
Do we need to start looking at the Premier League games for next week instead?
No, we'll bring that to you as well. Don't worry, that will be on the way. Here's the one that gave good value though. Both teams to score and the result, which is another one that we're fond of. So I went for Man United against Borough. So both teams to score and United to win. Right. Both teams to score and Everton to win. Everton versus Brentford.
Right, okay.
Where am I? Both teams to score. Huddersfield. Went for Huddersfield against... Who are Huddersfield playing again? Where am I? Can't see it there now.
Huddersfield playing... That's a good question.
They're playing Barnsley.
You just gave it to me a minute ago.
Yeah, so Huddersfield and both to score. And then Tottenham and both to score, Tottenham playing Brighton, and Forest and both to score against Leicester. That pays 1,100 to 1.
I was going to say that. Big odds, man.
Yeah.
That's big odds. Yeah. Again, we can never say never in football, can you?
That's the one I'm going to pick as the charity bet, because there's a bit of odds in it. And, you know, you're going to have a game in it there. If it's both teams to score on a result, you're never really out of the game until the death. So let's see how it goes, you know. But yeah, I mean, obviously Forest versus Leicester. I think you'll know from watching our preview and stuff like that, where we haven't really waiting towards Forest. Not that I'm sure that they'll be able to keep Leicester out, but I think they might have too much for them. So that one's in there. That's the only one. Huddersfield versus Barnsley. What do you think of that? Because I wouldn't be as au fait as you in the Championship.
Huddersfield are in great form at the minute.
Yeah,
in really, really good form. Barnsley are in a relegation dogfight. Barnsley are really, really struggling at the minute. You know, but sometimes cup competitions can be, you know, a little release. Yeah. And you might see somewhat of a performance from Barnsley. So yeah, I think Huddersfield and both scores not a bad bet, if I'm honest.
Yeah, that's what's boosting your odds there anyway. So if you want to take a look at it, or any of our viewers and stuff like that, you'll see it's really hard to get odds this weekend. The over 2.5, which is another one that we love. Man United Borough, Chelsea Plymouth, Kidderminster West Ham, Kidderminster West Ham, and Everton Brentford, and Man City Fulham, and Liverpool Cardiff. 10 to 1.
6 results.
Yeah, 6 results.
And that's 10 to 1.
10 to 1 for over the 2.5 goals in each.
That's me favourite so far.
Yeah. Still a tough lot of games.
Yeah, but it's only 3 goals a game, man.
Yeah.
I think that's doable. I think that's where I'm putting my money this weekend.
Yeah. Do you know what you just said there? That's only 3 goals a game. Do you know how many times I've said that standing in a betting office? And I could count on one hand how many times I've gotten an over 2.5 bet up. So there you go.
Well, this weekend things are going to change, my friend. That bet comes up.
That's it. We're on it.
I'll have a friendly fiver with you that comes up.
Right, we'll do that. So, Dino sent in his one. Dino from the Shankly Sessions. Hit him up today. I said, Dino, give us a bet. Come on, give us something there. He called it the audacious treble, and for good reason. Brighton, Wigan, and Coventry, 130 to 1. I
was going to say that's going to pay something, isn't
it? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When you use the word audacious, when you send a bet into the committee here that beat the bookie, you know it's going to be something from left field anyway. But yeah, tough one to get up. Coventry are away. Brighton are away at Spurs. I didn't look up. I'm not sure who Wigan are playing, but I didn't see it. But no doubt, I presume they're away as well. I would imagine at 130 to 1. But that's Dano's bet anyway.
Well, it's either they're away or they're playing against the side that are in a league or two above them, because they're in the League One, aren't they? Wigan.
Yes, absolutely. Mark as well, our resident referee, who joins us on the matchup every week to talk all things VAR and stuff like that. Mark sent in his bet, so he always gives us an anytime scorer, and he also gives us his United bet because he's a big United fan. For the United bet, Rashford first goal scorer, and United to win 2-0, 18 to 1.
Wrong answer. There's value.
Yeah. I just don't know whether the clean sheet would get me over the line. I'd be concerned about. I think United will run out winners.
Especially not if we've got Maguire and Jones as our centre backs, which we may.
Yeah, could be the case.
It's a bit of a stretch, isn't it?
Although Jones, when he played,
he was very good. He was very. I just think as a combo, they're not what I want.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, absolutely. His goal scorer one, which will be an interesting one for you, because he included Stoke. So he went with, of course, Jacob Brown from Stoke. He went with Edward from Palace, and he went with Mikel Antonio from West Ham. all anytime goal scorers, 6-1.
Not a lot of value there, is there?
No.
There is not a lot of value there, I have to tell you. There's not enough value there to get me involved. I have to be honest with
you. Yeah. I was looking at it today. I have to say it's one of the toughest beat the bookies that I've had to put together in terms of trying to find value. And the problem is, as you know, when you take that step to that extra match, that extra result, that's the fence that you typically hit. And what started out as a 30-1 and you're trying to get it to 100-1. That's where you hit the canvas. That's where the towel comes in.
And that's why that's the price, isn't it?
That's why that's the price. Yeah. So they're the bets for this week. It's sure to be interesting anyway, to say.
May the force be with you.
Always.
Because if you manage to pick up, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to have a little competition here, right? And we're going to give out a prize for whoever can put the best bookie stocker, genuine now. It's got to be genuine from this weekend, from the FA Cup, and it has to be a winning docker, right? Yeah.
Drop it into the comments, and we'll get
a prize out to you.
We'll get an upper tier mug out to you, whoever it is who drops it in there. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. And it won't be my mug, and it won't be Niall's mug.
No, this will be
we'll get a decent mug out to you.
This will be a legit mug.
This will be like one of them Sports Direct ones that you can fit all the pennies you've ever had in your whole career into. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, what I would say is, if you are having a bet this weekend, of course, gamble responsibly. Don't be gambling with money that you can ill afford to lose. And we'd also say, hit us up in the comments. Let us know what your picks are for the weekend. We love hearing people's picks and stuff like that. We love to see people win money. We love to beat the bookie. That's the name of the show. As always, Darren, a pleasure.
Enjoy, pal.
This was a tough one. FA Cup weekend.
This was.
They're not for the faint-hearted.
We had to really go in there and get a few out, didn't we?
All the rods were hanging out at the back of the boat at this stage this week.
Yeah.
As always, a pleasure. The Upper Tier Podcast, gmail.com. You'll get us on YouTube, The Upper Tier. Always audio versions of the show are always out there as well. Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music. If you don't want to watch and you just want to listen, if you're on a walk with the dog or something like that and the phone isn't out of the pocket, you know, we do the audio here thing too.
Why would you not want to watch?
Or walk the dog. Till next time, my friend. A pleasure.
Thanks, pal.
Cheers, bud.